There's been a huge improvement in what you can do with graphics in Word 2010. For example, if I press Ctrl End and then press Ctrl Enter for a new page and give myself a lot of room to play with, what I might do is then go to the Insert tab in the ribbon and choose either Picture or Clip Art. If I've got the picture from a camera or any other media, then I can choose this. But if I don't have the picture, I can go to Clip Art and find one just as easily. I'll go to Picture and I'll choose one of the pictures I've got. Let's just go to Sample Pictures. And I'll just choose a picture of a penguin. And here's my penguin. I now have a Picture Tools Format tab, which is only visible when I'm clicked on the picture. For example, if I click away from the picture, that disappears. As soon as I click back on the picture, it reappears. So you have to be on the picture to modify the picture. Starting with the left of this particular toolbar, I can remove the background if I don't want the sand and the sea to appear in the background of my picture. So I'll go Remove Background. It sort of goes a very magenta colour, and what I do is then I drag these little white placeholders to try and include what I want to keep. Now some parts of the picture are still missing, so I actually have to mark the areas I want to keep, or I can just as quickly mark the areas I want to remove. I can see with the use of magenta that the back of this penguin's neck is missing and the shoulder of this penguin is missing. So I'm going to mark areas to keep and then click to indicate what I want to keep. And eventually it'll decide that that area is to be kept. And so I've got his shoulder and the back of his neck back. Also some of this background here I might want to keep as well. Alright, and then basically I go Keep Changes, and you can see the background's been removed from my picture. I might decide to also crop into the picture and remove any of this excess white space around the outside, so I'll go to the Crop button and I'll just drag these handles in closer because I'm not using this white space and I really want the picture to be no bigger than it has to be, and crop. And then I can resize the picture easily. If I then want to correct the picture in terms of contrast, brightness or sharpness, I'll use the Corrections button and I'll increase the sharpness of the picture. I can also change the colour of the picture. For instance, I may not have the luxury of a colour printer, and as I roll over the various options I can see what it will do to my picture. So I'll go for grayscale because I've only got a black and white printer, for example. I can then apply artistic effects. If I go to artistic effects, I can make it look like I've actually drawn this picture as a line drawing, or I can show it as a pencil sketch or show it as a very pencil grayscale sketch, which I quite like. So there's all sorts of artistic effects you can apply, and this looks like I've drawn it with a pencil. I can also apply some artistic picture styles. For example, let me just scroll down a little bit so you can see what's going on. I might decide to add a frame, and this is a black frame, or I might go over here and add a metal frame or even a white frame. I might decide instead to have some soft edging, or I might have an oval soft edging, which really doesn't suit this picture. I might decide that I'll have a reflection. All sorts of options, so really play with the artistic side of this picture. And I'll go with this one, a rounded diagonal corner white. The other thing you can do is you can compress the picture so that it doesn't take up so much space and doesn't make your document larger than it needs to be. So I'll compress the pictures, and I might not just compress this picture, I want to compress all pictures, so I'll go OK. And that can have a huge impact on the size of your document. And lastly, I might decide to reduce the height of the picture, and it proportionally reduces the picture. Applying Reptix is extremely important if your picture is to share space with text. So I'm going to apply Reptix, and I might make it tight. Then when I move the picture into an area that contains text, the text will tightly wrap around the picture instead of running away from the picture. So there are a lot of picture tools in Word 2010 that we simply didn't have in earlier versions of Word.